Alrighty. So we got my boy Justin playing the Holiday. This is an Ascendant 2 game, I believe. This is a lobby with most of us in it. And he's going to be playing that Holiday with Demoted. So we'll see how this goes. So we're against Mina Rim. Mina Rim seems like a pretty unpleasant lane, honestly. Especially versus these two. Don't have super great wave clear with Holiday Viscous. So the Rim minions are kind of a problem. Get a harass with the barrel. Monster rounds first. I think that's pretty good. Probably their monster rounds are extra charge. The monster round's probably the better first pick. This is probably the best you could do, is you just kind of control this high ground. Rim slipped out before that barrel. Yeah, missing a barrel early on with Holiday's pretty painful.
I won't give up the chase.
Just clear it out. So the one thing about Holiday is overall she's not super strong. I think she's pretty down. But she's still a very strong character for the first like 15 minutes of the game. Okay, we're chasing this rim round. He did steal some of these boxes while he's doing his route. But not too big of a deal. So I think a lot of playing Holiday currently, like if you actually do want to play Holiday and get value out of her, is I don't know if you should waste a barrel right there either. You have two people there. I don't know if it's worth blowing a barrel charge just to clear that camp. I guess it's almost back up, so maybe it's fine. Yeah, I guess you did get it back in time. But well, Mina's getting owned. But yeah, you need to be pretty active with Holiday. Like even roaming at minute 3, like once you get jump pad and you get 2 charges of barrel, like I think you could probably go and roam. Okay, this Mina's fighting back. She's back at full HP. She took a resto shot. We finally have crack shot now. There we go for Mystic Burst, okay. So this is decent harass onto Mina. The unfortunate thing about Mina though is that she actually went 2 points into love bites, which I think is not super great, so that actually hurts her sustain a lot. She did get resto shot, so she does get some of it back, but even so, it's still Mina. She is getting zoned from her small camp right now, which is good. You guys are doing good on that. Yeah, I don't know why she's aggressing in on that. Demoted's going in. Oh boy, got parried. Okay, nice. She did clean it up. Mina is just so slippery, and it's so hard to like go on Mina unless you have like pretty good lockdown early on. Okay, getting slept through the wall. Good cube. Good lasso. Yeah, the Mina does show up. That's pretty unfortunate. Mina's just all the way in. She should die here. Oh my gosh. Bro, this pocket player in your team is godlike though. Look at that cleanup.
That was
Bro, who's that?
Good luck completing the ritual.
Must be really good.
leave them to me.
Be rewarded.
Alright. So we did use lasso.
Once I got him, there's nothing they can do.
I think the main thing, going back to the earlier point, is pretty much every time lasso is off cooldown and like probably the 10-15 seconds leading up to lasso, you just have to set up for a gank somewhere. Like I would like here, it's probably like your Viscous is off in another lane, so you do kind of have to monitor this a bit.
Incoming.
But okay, he's coming back over. So I'd probably like push this wave, sit on your barrel charges, and then pick a lane and just
Stop me.
go down. I think any of these lanes are pretty gankable. So you have your Ivy. No, that's their Ivy. So then, love how the maps are flipped for no reason. I guess there's a way to change that. Huh. But yeah,
I see someone appreciates fine craftsmanship.
like right here, I would just leave your Viscous to just like take a wave or two, and you just go and you just gank.
For your pitiful lives. Save my
This is a good lasso. Probably, yeah, you needed to probably bounce pad that. She might still die here.
teamwork. I'm gonna take them apart. Got him. I'm gonna take them apart. Got him. I don't know what that thing is.
But yeah, right here,
Save my ass.
if you were still silenced, and maybe that caught you off guard to put your bounce pad. But I'm assuming that's probably what it was. You were eating the bad silence.
Bet they got the best three. Teamwork.
But even so, like you guys traded 1 for 1, but they're still ahead. Like this rim is just gonna infinitely farm. Mina is gonna farm. I think every time you get your lasso, you should go to another lane. You should go to another lane, and you should just like try to push that lane down, try to get the tower.
Incoming.
I think you're a little. I think you could have barreled.
Our yellow guardian has been destroyed. Bring your
Bounce back set. It's gonna blow.
So you put an early point into the lasso for the damage, which I think is like okay. I think in general you would way rather have 10 seconds off of bounce pad for a 1-pointer. Because like 68 damage is cool, but 10 seconds off your bounce pad is a lot. We're probably getting close to needing to pick up Stam.
My friend's survival
So we get
is
enchanters.
Start running, pal.
Pitchers is pretty good, I think.
This'll send a message.
Okay, so we got tier 3 barrel. Tier 3 barrel, we can really start cooking. So this is kind of risky. I mean, they're like, I know we can see the vision, but like, kind of like right in the middle of all of them. Yeah. So. So probably should change it to our vision now. But like you push this lane and it's like you kind of know that these people were around here, right? Like this is kind of a scary thing to force, I think. Because the Mina's here. You guys are down. Like you kind of know both the Mina and the Rim are still patrolling this area. Like the Mina's literally right here. And they're down to fight. Like I know you have both of your ults. They may not have the Rim ult for this, but they are gonna have Mina ult. And while Viscous is good in close spaces, Rim is also good in close. Like this is just taking this centers because you kind of have to do this camp before you can hit the centers. It's just kind of, it feels very risky, I think, to, because they can hear this. Like they can hear you do this from like their tower, right? But then yeah, all it takes is for the Ivy to show up and. So the Moda goes down. I'd imagine you probably get out here. Maybe they chase you up top. Okay, you're out. Ooh. That was cute. That was good. That Mina got a little greedy. She got punished for it. Okay, so we're bringing this urn over to the right lane. So you go and defend this walker, which is good.
Horrible idea.
They'll be feeling that.
I think once you have rapid recharge and counter keg, you should just barrel these waves. Yeah, like if you can hit at least 2 minions with a barrel, you should just barrel. Because this is you have a lot of CDR. You have a lot of CDR at this point between enchanters and rapid recharge. Like this is a lot. This is a lot of CDR on these two abilities. 14% is a lot. And then plus the other 5. So you can afford to barrel waves to clear them and be on your way.
Hope you win whatever fight you're about to start.
So we go cultist. It's like 4-ish minutes behind the 8-minute mark, which is like fine. Not a huge deal. I don't know how good Cultist is on Holliday right now, if it's something that is worth the buy.
Need to communicate
But
before using
I'm sure
this
it's
thing.
fine. Helps you farm.
I didn't want it to come to this.
So
An excellent choice.
something I've talked about for other characters, and I talked about this a bit in the Apollo VOD review. Holiday's not necessarily like an assassin, right? She's a pick character. So it's harder for her to justify like going super deep into enemy territory with the idea of fighting, but you could still go in and like go after centers and escape you don't necessarily want to like fight people unless you're like really far ahead.
Take them out before they escape.
Yeah, this is good.
Setting dynamite.
I feel like your air control could have used a lot of work on this.
It's easier every time.
I feel like your bounce pad air control felt very stiff there. And yoinked in.
Our green walker is under attack. Our green walker is under attack.
So like right here is a similar
You're going down.
thing is what I was saying. Like your air control here, like I feel like, because you're not strafing, and I get that you don't want to go in, but you're like stalling your air strafe right here, right? Like you're not like, instead of coming in and curving, right? You like, instead of coming in and curving to the right, barreling and then curving back, you're like coming up and you're stalling in the air, and I get that you're playing on this corner, but same thing here. You're looking this way, but you're not strafing, right? You're like you're not in like control of your air strafe right now. Like you're going up and you're stalling, and you don't really want to do that. Because it's like, would it have made it to where the Billy couldn't have hit you? Maybe, maybe not. But like, yeah, you were hanging like relatively in the same spot, and that Billy came in and like rammed you in the air. And like one of the really strong things about Holliday on the bounce pad is just how much, you know, you're like Puff. You just have
Stay out of my way.
you have infinite air mobility and like directional change, right?
Kill them all.
Okay. So I like recharging rush. I haven't played around with it too much, but I do. I think it's a pretty good item on Holliday.
Bounce pads down.
Yoink that.
Incoming.
Okay, so let's look at the souls. Souls. On Holliday, you're usually going to be in the lower half of net worth on your team, and that's okay. Like that's not a big deal. You're never really gonna be able to keep up too much.
I know how to make it hurt.
Like even with the cultists, you'll eventually still just like fall behind. Yeah, same thing right there. Yeah, I think a big thing is you need to work on your air control.
They delivered the urn.
So they got the urn. So this last like minute, you haven't really done very much.
I'm becoming someone I
Kind of
didn't
went over
want
here,
to
looked
be.
at the camp, went to the lane, got poked a little bit, got the buff, came back, maybe hit a few boxes.
Little protection goes a long way.
You can't hold them for long.
Okay.
The hidden king, but they will return.
Probably. Oh, who else was there? Probably should have given this back to your Viper, honestly.
Need help on blue.
I got something for you.
'Cause this game is pretty close,
Ready to move.
and I think in general, like, it doesn't matter too much, but as you start getting, like, higher and higher, you kind of do want to start, like, conceding bags, especially when you're playing, like, a pick character, and a pick character who, like, Probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes, your damage is not going to be super stellar, and you would have rather just have that on your IV. Okay, good. So this is, yeah, like the cultist makes it pretty possible, but this is a lot of what you want to do, but just more sparingly than what like an assassin or a spirit nuker can do. You just go in and you steal their stuff, right? And if they go on you, you can just jump pad away. Okay. We're going to this. Before Goo Boy dies. So what are we looking for? So your Viper's over there. You just now got lasso. You do get afflicted here. This is a pretty messy fight though. Yeah, this was good. This was a good lasso. That was good patience. Because I think you probably could have done it before the bats. But waiting's the safe and probably ideal play. So either one, if you wanted to risk it on the bats, you probably could have done it and forced her to bats early, but I think that was probably better overall.
Let's go to Broadway.
All right. Incoming.
This guy should die. Nice, good follow-up. Ooh, boy. Slam. Wow, what a cube. Fortunately, you still go down. Yeah, I don't think there was too much you could have done about this. Actually, maybe you could have. Let's see. Where are you? Oh, we just don't have. There we go. So right here, as soon as you hear the bats are because they're directed at you, right? I think you have a charge of jump pad. Maybe you didn't. These are messed up. I hate this about the replay system is that it just destroys. Once you start rewinding, it destroys whether or not like the accuracy of your resources. But as soon as you hear those bats, if you do have a jump pad, you should just jump pad. Because, yeah, once this happens, then you're probably dead. Like, once the bats start hitting you, then you can't jump pad, and
You never should have come here.
and it's over, right? Okay. So we're actually up. Slightly. So what are we buying next?
Pull back.
Our yellow
So like
walker
in
is
this
under
comp,
attack.
what is the Viscous building? Viscous is building supportish items, like he has a rescue beam. The Paradox is building mostly damage. She went early Echo Shard, so probably like in this lineup, you probably also need to go more supportive because you have Pocket, Viper, Calico. Like Calico's just gonna build damage, even though she's fine. Like she needs to keep building damage, or she's gonna not do anything.
Our yellow walker is under attack.
Chase the fireman forever and never kill him.
Our blue walker is under attack.
I think this guy finally dies, but he just lives for. He lives forever and.
Shoot them before they escape.
Okay.
Time to go.
So right here, as soon as you hit this barrel, you should lasso him. Right? Like that's one of the whole points of the tier 3 is that it knocks them up. You kind of wait, like you have the time, like he's knocked up, and you're basically like, you throw the barrel, you visually confirm that the barrel is going to hit him, and then before the barrel even hits him, you're like pressing the lasso, right? And then oh, excuse me, you're tracking the knock up, and then you lasso him. Because once you get to this point, once you get here, you do lasso him, right? But once you get to this point, you could just expect he initiates his dash because he's like, oh shit, oh fuck, I'm getting gone on. He dashes, like you're slightly off here, and this guy just runs away. But you hit the flick, so can't be upset about hitting the flick, and you get him under the walker. But just need to be a little more decisive with the combo, I think.
And that's how you do it.
Pause. Taxes. Okay. So they're doing mid.
Need help on blue.
The rejuvenator is descending.
They get 3. I think their whole team is afflicted right now. This was a good parry. That was very good.
They took out pocket.
So we got two rejuves off them. I think that's all we end up getting here. This is a pretty painful part of the game where you're at like 4,800. You're at like 4,800, but you're not quite at 6,400, and you can't get more farm, and you just sit at this amount of souls, and it sucks. But I'm wondering what tier 4 you end up going here. I mean, honestly, I think Holiday's a pretty good curse user. I also think like into this enemy team as well. I think picking up I'll talk about it after this engage. This was good. That was good movement. I like the down dash. Good clean pick on the Billy. Okay, bounce pad out.
Pull back.
The rejuvenator has expired.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think getting like slowing hex is super good on Holliday as well, because it's like surge power good. Yeah, it's cool, but I feel like you'd rather have like slowing hex and then you spend 1,600 towards something else, right? Mystic Reverb. Okay, Mystic Reverb is I think it's an interesting item because it makes your barrels just like double hit, which can be really good. But I still think in this lineup, you still probably needed to have gone more supportive.
Your valor is rewarded.
Because that's one of the things about playing a pick character in ladder games is a lot of it is the flexibility and the versatility of how you can build. She has less like offensive potential as the game goes on, as opposed to like Paradox and Bebop. But that's something I do with Paradox a lot is either go more damage heavy or more utility support heavy, depending on the rest of the team. So you're grabbing the Cern, there's like a fight breaking out. where do you take this? So you decide to abandon that. This was a fat barrel.
Blue Walker is under attack.
We already lost 2, so it's like this is pretty tough. Maybe you get this guy. You've done a really good job about hitting the lassos and bringing people back in.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
I got something for ya.
Probably just leave at the probably just leave here. Just leave get all the way out. Yeah, this is tough. You are giving him the runaround.
Walker is under attack.
Oh, this is crazy. Okay, well. I thought you were about to get lined. Okay, you've done a very good job about staying alive and playing on the edge of this fight. So I do like that. And you come over here and you get this. That was pretty well played by you. So I think the items you've gotten, I think you've done a good, like a decent amount of damage with them. And like that last fight, a lot of the missed value on your end was you win and you came for this urn here, and then the urn didn't happen. This is good setup, yep. Did you get her with it? Oh, no, I don't know if you got her with the barrel, but it was a good setup. Yeah, that is tough. Getting Mina ulted as Holliday is just like the thing that kills you. But anyways, for the fight before that, I'll talk about it now during the death timer. But you went over for that urn, and there was the fight happening around blue, and you like picked up the urn, and you were like, well, should I deliver the urn and just ignore the fight and just let them 5v6, but we get the urn, and then you abandon. So you kind of went in the middle where you didn't do the urn, and then you showed up to the fight late, and it's hard, but it's probably like, well, when you're playing Holliday, a lot of it is like, Holiday's the urn person, because you have jump pad, you put the jump pad down, and you do the really quick urn route. But it's also important to be mindful about if your team is fighting. So you kind of have to feel it out. You have to communicate like, hey, I want to do the urn. We should not fight, especially when you're playing with the people that you normally play with. So I think that was probably the main thing, was just the team's objectives were being split.
The court of the hidden king.
Okay.
Ready to give pursuit.
Mid-boss has arrived.
I do like going for the bomb setups. I don't know how worth it is to go for like the bomb setups in the middle of like a big chaotic fight. Like I think you may rather just like save that bomb for another use and just let your team, like, just expect your team to like blow someone up if you're lassoing someone into like 3 people.
Let me show you what I'm the law. Incoming.
You like that? I got some other stuff that fell off the truck.
So I have this cultist, which I think you've been okay on it. I haven't been paying super close attention to it, but I think it's been the last like 10 minutes or so. It's definitely been probably lacking on the uptime.
No one stands between me and my destiny.
Okay. Now we're cooked and chopped.
That's down. Catch.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
Ooh.
You fought off the court of the Hidden King, but they will
We're gonna
return.
go ahead and bump this up to the net to the final part here. So the final fight, probably not much to really say. Yeah. Petrified. Watch our Viper slither around. Ratatata.
That was memorable.
So true, Pocket. So freaking true. Alright. Honestly, I think all things considered, I think you played pretty alright. Like, you know, I think for building damage you did decent damage. The biggest things were probably just the bounce pad movement. Probably it just needs work in general. Like definitely see some like point like this was across several points where it just you felt uncomfortable. Like I don't know what the word is, but you would stall in the air in a lot of places where you don't necessarily want to stall. Like sometimes you do want to stall. Sometimes there is nothing else, or there's not a better option just to stall. But it was like there were definitely lots of times where it felt like you would have much preferred to have been in control of your air strafe, and you were missing like a corner you wanted to get up to, or you were just not turning and you were continuing on because you were trying to hit barrels, right? Because you go up and you want to hit the jump pad, you want to look down, you want to hit a barrel, and you're having to like control your aim and your strafe at the same time, and that can be tricky and difficult. The other things is probably just like roaming in general. You weren't able to roam. Like, I don't think you roamed really at all, which is like the big thing. Like, this character, like I was saying, even though she's not super great overall, this character is still like very strong from minutes like 3 to 4 to minute like 15-ish. Maybe minute 20 if you're really on the ball and you're pushing and you're maintaining momentum. But like, because she has bounce pad and she has barrel, like even before she gets her ult, she can just like go to another lane and bounce pad and barrel. Barrel does so much damage, bounce pad gives you so much initiative, and you can just go onto a lane, even if the enemies are under your tower, if the enemies are under their tower, you have so much initiative on them and so much escapability that you can just go on people. You can just go and pressure them and get a lot out of it. You do have to like pick and choose where you go and when you go, but like that's part of just playing Holliday, right? And instead you were kind of in mid lane and you were trading with these two, which is like it's better than dying, but you don't really want to like trade with these guys. And the last thing, which is just like the build situation where you went damage and your damage was pretty good. Like you did better than your Calico, who should probably have done more damage given her build. But it's hard to say because I have been thinking about it through watching this video. It's like, would you have had more impact if you had gone support, like more supportive items, like if you had picked up I'm blanking. If you had picked up knockdown or silence wave or Heroic Aura. I think Heroic Aura is an underrated item. I lost the scoreboard. Like against this team, like Heroic Aura would have been pretty okay, wouldn't have been amazing, but it would have been a solid item. Probably better on a character like Paradox. So it's like, would it have been better? Would it have been worse? You kind of look at it, it's like, well, you know, these two people kind of didn't do anything. They had a tough time, so it's like, well, I need to subsidize some of this guy's damage. Paradox this Paradox went like almost full damage and didn't really do a whole lot. So these two people were kind of bad. But in any case, in an ideal scenario, when you're in a comp like this, it's like, well, you kind of look and you see how the Paradox and the Viscous are building, and then you kind of build in line with that. And you went straight damage, which it's not the wrong decision, but you know, I think this game was just cooked because of these two players, and I think you did pretty decent overall. And then the only other thing is probably just being more confident and more decisive with your bomb lassos, which I think you probably hadn't played Holliday in a bit. Yeah, this was like your first. You played another one like maybe a week before that, but I think Holiday's definitely a character where if you don't play her a lot, it can be, because I definitely noticed that you were more decisive as the game went on. Let's see here. And then I just want to take a look at.
I let my town down once, but I'm gonna make it right today. Time to go flying. Throw the barrel.
Yeah, like I feel like you would you go up and it's like a lot of, because you see how I'm like maintaining my curve while I'm doing the bomb, right? I'm maintaining my movement while I'm bombing, right? And I feel like a lot of, like, you would come up and you would stall, and you're like, even when I would, like, even when I'm stalling, I'm still like maintaining, you know, a decent curve, right?
Ready to move.
Like it's so important to maintain forward momentum. Just in general, like that's just true in general, but
Time to do what I do best.
you can always strafe back and forth if you need to maintain what you want to do with Holliday.
Position right.
Some of it is just practice, where it's just like,
Incoming.
you know,
I got something for ya.
you just you want to be able to hit your barrels, but there was a lot of like, it felt like you would go like this. I can't even, I don't even know if I can.
Ready to get some airtime.
But you would like lose control of your strafe, because you're like, you would look one direction and you would just like you would sail in one direction, and because you're looking to bomb in the other direction, and it's like, you know, probably just needs more practice. All right, well that is it. I think that was pretty good. I think you did pretty well overall. So not too much in the way of negative feedback. I think you played pretty well, and I think you kind of just got griefed by the randoms, TBH. So good job. I think you played pretty well. Hopefully the next one you'll play worse, so we can be more constructive toward you. Smile. All right, we'll see you on the next one.